The next exam for getting on the Boston Fire Department will take place in April, with the first application deadline on March 1st. To tell us about the exam, the job, and a series of open houses are two guests from the Fire Department: the Human Resource Manager Michelle McCourt, and from Engine 28 in Jamaica Plain, Firefighter Margaret Connelly. Thank you both very much for being with us.
Thanks for having us.
I want to start with Michelle. Talk about what you need to do on this test. What do you need to know?
Well, actually, to be qualified for the exam, the only requirement is that you're 19. It's a statewide exam, and you apply online. You can get the link from our website or go directly to Civil Service. When you apply, you'll be applying for both a written and a physical abilities test. The physical abilities test is held out in Hudson. They'll email you when to go out and take that, and then the written test will be on April 16th.
Attorney Margaret Connolly, you were in the Coast Guard before, so what made you want to be a firefighter?
My husband talked me into it. So he researched the test, found it on the website, and we went from there.
But, you know, it wasn't so long ago when, you know, women being firefighters was seen pretty unlikely. I mean, whether it's the physical or the firehouse environment, I mean, was any of that a problem for you?
None. Being in the Coast Guard and working with guys, I got to the firehouse and was very comfortable. I worked with a great group of guys, so it wasn't a harsh transition, I would say.
Michelle, what about the requirements, the physical part of this? Because some of this can be pretty tough for men, too.
Absolutely. It's a physically demanding job, and so you need to be able to be physically fit to do the job. So the physical component of the test consists of a series of evolutions. There's 7 evolutions that simulate things that firefighters would do, like pulling a hose, lifting a ladder, forced entry, overhauling. There's actually a video available on our website where you can actually see each of the stations. So that's worth 50% of your overall score on the exam.
Margaret, of all the things that you go through, what do you like the most?
Everything. Everything about the job. Going in there and knowing that, one, the guys you work with have your back. 2, you're serving your community, helping people, and you never know what you're going to encounter, and that's my favorite part of the job. Every call is something different. So helping the community is one of the big reasons why I joined the fire department.
Now, if they have your back, you have to have their back. That can be pretty stressful sometimes.
It can be, yes.
How do you handle it?
Not letting it get to me.
I want to talk to Michelle again. You have some open houses coming up. Explain what these are going to be like.
Sure. We're hosting Saturday morning open houses, inviting the public to come in and find out more about the job. Our objective is to be as transparent as possible, and that you don't have to have a parent on the job in order to get the job. So we invite people that don't have exposure to fire service to come on in and see what it's all about. We actually dress them up in a full set of bunker gear with a blacked out mask and let them do a drill escaping through a hole in a wall. We'll give them a tour of the apparatus and let them hold the jaws of life. And then we'll go through all the ins and outs and how to get through civil service, how the preferences work, and how to prepare for the exams.
Coming back to Margaret, you were a veteran. How does being a veteran help? I mean, and in addition to veterans' preference, just the experience of being a veteran.
Strong work ethic, I would say. I was in the Coast Guard on active duty 8.5 years. I was on a ship. I know what's expected. So going into the firehouse and being with all these guys that are vets or are still serving, it's kind of easy. We kind of like speak the same language, so to say.
Michelle, what about the other kinds of preferences? Because
there's 2 ways to get preference. One is residency. Residency is defined as where you lived since April of 2015, and then the other is vet preference. So the way it works is the men and women that have volunteered to serve and protect our country go to the front of the line to serve and protect our city. So veterans in the city of Boston that are residents are hired above everybody else.
All right. And if people want some more information about the details, what's the best way to look that up?
You can just Google Boston Fire Department. You can check us out on Facebook, Twitter. Our webpage is cityboston.gov/fire.
Thank you both very much, Michelle McCourt and firefighter Margaret Connelly.